Greetings everyone, I'm gonna try my best to simplify King of the Hill. It's not really hard event, it's very simple. One major thing that I need to warn you about is as soon as you see King of the Hill, you should manage your marshes as soon as possible. This is a huge mistake and people do not pay attention to it. If you do not set your marshes, you can play the event, but you will never be able to have heroes inside your marshes, which is gonna screw you up big time. You are going to have actually 3 marshes once, but in the main event, when I played it last time, I was able to have 4 marshes. I think they now changed it into 3 marshes. Your main marshes will have the aircraft and the behemoth, while your third marsh will not really have anything, so it's going to be the weakest marsh. Once you set everything, you will be ready to join. Of course, you as an R4 or an R5, you will be able to switch and change your time. The ultimate goal here in this event is to have the most score as an alliance. You will be fighting 2 alliances, so unless one of the alliances is really very strong, super strong, 2 alliances can unite and actually take down 1 alliance, by the way. You will start with any of these areas. You are either going to be Rust or Verdance or Ember. That's basically your location, which indicates your color. This is basically a footage in which when I played the event, it was very confusing for me, but we actually did somehow better. So here's the event. As you can see, we have played it before, and you have 4 marshes in the game. I think you can activate the last 2 marshes, but for me, I was not able to set more than 3 marshes. As you can see, maybe the 4th marsh you will be able to set. On the upper area, you will see this some sort of food. This is a food that requires you to activate it the first time only. You must activate your marsh that you want to use just for the first time, and then you will be able to use your marsh. This is the map. As you can see, it will have 3 territories. The red one for the Ember, the blue one most likely you, based on which kind of color you are, and then the green one. Whatever your position is, your objectives is very simple. As you can see, these top numbers, these 3 numbers, indicates your score generated per minute. For the red one, it's 2.9, the blue one is 3.2, the green one is 3.1, etc. So what you have to do is control as much as possible from these buildings, and each building you control, it will generate more score. Once you control the building, I think you can set a ruler. The point of ruler here is to generate more food. You see these numbers in each location. These numbers, for example, this one that says 10 here, it means it has 10 NPC marshes, which is PC marshes, non-player marshes. You have to take them down before you would be able to control this building. And keep in mind something, you cannot reach a destination or an area unless you are connected to it. Like, check this snowdrift, for example. I can move all the way to snowdrift, but if I did not control this area, the area number 2, or basically have anything connected to the station, I won't be able to attack it. As you can see, it says these on my marshes, the target must be connected to a faction territory. Once you go and attack, of course, you will have this timer battle, and once it's over, you will be conquering that location. Your whole objective here is to keep pushing. This is for the first stage, which is 30 minutes. By the way, they have all the same objective. The marsh would cost you food. Food generates really fast in here. It's not slow, so don't worry. And if you set a ruler on each of these buildings, you will increase the amount of food generated per second. It is really too much. I never really had any issues with it at all. See, I'm marching with one of my marches in here. It would gonna cost you food, of course. And one thing that I have noticed, you should not really leave your food at max. You always have to push some of your marches ahead, just in case, because it's gonna take food for you to move, to do basically any action in here. Based on the distance, you got to have food. If you don't have food, you won't be able to march. And the further the march is, the more food that's going to cost you. So that's basically it for the stage 1. On the stage 2, the middle area is going to open and you will have more fights in there. But again, that does not change the main objective of the game, in which you got to have the highest amount of food. Not food, sorry. This does not change anything regarding the main objective. Main objective here is again to generate the most score. If you don't have the most score, you are going to basically lose. Not really lose, but you will get less reward. There is no losing in this mode. And it's basically like you could say a bath of water, but in bigger scale and in alliance scale. Your top players, your strong players, have to be in the front. And whenever you conquer an area with your top guys, you got to send the weaker guys to take control of it, or at least hold it until you keep pushing further. That's actually why we lost later on, because I have abandoned my area and I did not help my friends. That's why they got pushed back. I can show you. We were doing fine until the later stage when I actually abandoned it. Like, see now, these castles, the big castles, you will have 3 big castles, one on each, between each 2 territories, like one between the red and blue, one between the green and blue, and one on the center. This generates the most score, and you need to control them. If you don't have any territory connected to them, you won't be able to control them. The 15 number indicates again the amount of NPCs that you are going to fight. Those are like PCs, they are not players. Once you kill those troops inside, you will be able to conquer it, of course. If I am a strong player, I will definitely keep pushing ahead, and I will let my weak players stay inside these buildings to control them. But keep in mind something, there are many ways the enemy can actually infiltrate into your territory and start taking it. For example, as you can see here from this sunshine GNG, they can just come from this side and take this building. Even if I was protecting the Gardena location or Tropic Isles, it still doesn't matter. An enemy can come from just from the side and take all over it. It's not big deal really. It's not hard to, it's kind of tactical thing. But again, the domination here is based on how many strong guys you actually have. Yeah, this is one more thing I wanted to discuss. As you can see, guys, I have 4 marshes here. 2 of these marshes I will never be able to use, because look at the food. This is why I told you should not let your food accumulate to max. You always need to have, even if they are weak marshes, you need to have these weak marshes in front, like at least closer to you. Because if you did not and take them all the way from your base, look at the cost. It's gonna cost you more than your capacity. So you actually have to move them first, like a closer destination, until you can actually reach the area that you want. And of course, if your marsh dies, it goes into cooldown, and then once it's in cooldown, you got to wait. So if it, this is another thing I wanted to show you here. You are able to use accelerators, but it's limited. It is really limited. Like I'm going to show you now here. That's an example. This is here. You can use both of these, but it's limited. I was using this because I had too much biocaps. I had no idea that there is a limit to it. I'm not sure what is the limit to it, but all of a sudden I was not able to use them anymore. So even if you are strong, you need to be careful not to keep getting your marsh dead, and you need to be aware of how much accelerator you can use. It's not mentioned in the game, but that's one thing I have noticed. See, after 9 minutes, after those 9 minutes are over, you will be able to fight for the center area, basically the big areas. Here in 6 minutes, let me forward this one. Yes, see, now in 3 seconds this area is gonna unlock, and you will be able to fight for it. Since it's not connected by anywhere, I think you can. Oh yeah, I can. Here you can go. See, it was a bug or not, I'm not sure, but I was not able to. Let me show you again. Here I was not able to use all my marsh speedups. It was I think limited, and it was bugged. It was online, but I couldn't. Now I could. See, when I sent my marsh, I tried to push it, I couldn't. Here it says listing already sold. I'm not sure if they have fixed this bug or not, but I was able to use the small one, but the limit is for both, by the way. One final thing I wanted to talk about is that if you choose to split around too much, it's gonna cost you a lot. Like here, we were doing very fine, but there was some greed on my side, and I was not able to actually support my players, my friends, which made a strong opponent push on the center and took over us. Like, we were winning most of the time, but as you can see, the more we progress, the more they are catching up, and they were able to actually win us. So yes, guys, it's possible to win a strong opponent if you did not have actually a good plan. So what do I recommend? Again, I recommend that you push with your strong guys into the key points, and then fill it with the weaker players. And for example, let's take this area. If you want to protect it, as you can see, it's a strategy thing. He can't come from Orange Grove, he can't come from Tropic Isles, he can come from Tropic Isles, this one, but not the upper one. You can like protect this, like go into Colonel Terminal, or it's possible. Like you don't have to stay in here, you can just go to Colonel Terminal, this one which has 10, and like have someone protect Evergreen or push this side. Do not protect an area that someone could attack from multiple of positions. Like you can go in here an Orange Grove and protect the area, and go to Colonel Terminal, and then maybe Evergreen or this south area, like that. You're not supposed to stay on the center, because you're missing a lot of buildings. And do not ignore this. If you want, you can just fill it with one weak player or something, but always stay on the edges. Don't allow enemies to just bypass you or come from the backside or something, because it is possible. You are limited, as I told you, with the speed ups. I'm gonna show you when did we actually started losing. See, I was focusing on the red area, and then I tried to come and help, but it was too late. Look at all of my marshes. Strong marshes requires me to spend 3 minutes until they come, and I have no speed ups because I have wasted all my speed ups. Now it's not possible for me to push anymore. So this is serious, guys. If you want to push, I recommend you to keep all of your speed ups late game, in case you wanted to fight a strong opponent. Like, look at the 4 minutes, we are losing because of this silly mistake. I couldn't help them, so yeah, you got to learn from this. That's all, guys, and have a wonderful day.